Welcome back. This is Solidarity TV, your destination for independent views, grassroots politics, and much more at American University and the Greater District. I'm Mana Alibadi. Today, we're kicking off our roundtable discussion with our guests, Beverly Ronces, Andrea Gonzalez, and Andrew Menifee, who are here on behalf of the new campus group, AU American Dream. Welcome to the show. Now, hey guys, welcome to the show actually. Would you like to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about maybe why you got involved with this club?
Sure. So my name is Andrea Gonzalez. I'm a sophomore. So what is AU American Dream? Well, we're an organization that focuses on the issue of undocumented youth, and specifically undocumented students. The reason this issue interests me actually is I worked with this one girl at home for like a while, and she actually came out to me as being undocumented. I was the first person she ever told. It was something that really impacted me and still does to this day, and yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hi, I'm Beverly Ronces. This is my second year here at American. I joined this club because I've worked with immigrants and immigrants' rights previously. I'm from Southern California, so it's a really big deal. I've done a lot of protests. I've done work with immigrants themselves, informing them about their rights. So I just thought it'd be something else to expand on.
All right, my name is Andrew Menifee. I'm a senior at SIS. I got involved with the AU American Dream Student Group because I've been very interested in immigration. I first got involved with immigration and issues that affect immigrants when I lived in Guatemala for 5 months. While I was there, I saw how immigration affected the village I was living in. When I came back to the US in 2010, my home state of Alabama passed an immigration law that's considered one of the worst in the country. It was worse than Arizona's. So I got involved with protests against that immigration law, and I saw how it affected the Hispanic community there. So I really wanted to figure out a way to raise this issue more in campus discussions and educate more students about issues that affect undocumented students.
Great. So actually, I just want to talk about the name of your club, American Dream. Now, I know it's kind of a play upon the DREAM Act, which we'll talk about later. You guys can discuss it. But why else did you really choose this name? Like, what does it symbolize? I can ask you, Andrea, if you want.
Okay. So if we look at undocumented students, undocumented youth, most consider themselves Americans. They identify as being Americans. It's just that under our legal system, we don't recognize them as being American. So the DREAM Act provides a pathway towards citizenship for undocumented youth. So we kind of wanted to play with that. Undocumented youth have big dreams, they have big goals. So that's how we kind of came to the name, American Dream. Yeah.
Right. Isn't it kind of ironic too that the whole American Dream concept, I don't know if that's what you were going for. But
oh yeah.
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 Interesting. And when you use the term undocumented, what does that really mean? Because I know there's different ways people say aliens, illegals, or whatever have you. So Bev, do you want to explain what
Undocumented? I mean, for me personally, undocumented is just someone living in a country illegally, I mean, without actual citizenship or residency. They're undocumented people in this nation.
Yeah.
I mean.
And language just plays such an important role in influencing how people think. So a lot of people refer to undocumented immigrants as illegal aliens. The idea of a human being illegal, first of all, is just ridiculous in my opinion. And then referring to them as an alien just kind of changes how you view this person. You see them as an outsider. It just makes you think of these people as somebody that you're not part of, even though they're Americans or they consider themselves Americans. We don't think so because they're aliens. They're not even from here.
Right. Well, so currently there are between 1 million and 2 million, estimates vary, minors that are brought to the United States and that are all basically subject to deportation. Now, what are AU's current policies on admitting undocumented students? And just can you explain a little about the process they have to go through and whether or not they receive financial aid? Andrew, do you want to take that?
Yeah, so I'll answer this. So each year in the United States, 65,000 students graduate high school and they are undocumented. So there's a question whether or not can they go to college. These are kids who have gone through the American public school system. They've considered themselves American. They've grown up here, even if they're not American on paper. So going to college is that next step in procuring the American dream, getting access to education. However, for a lot of students, it's impossible. There are 4 states in the country that where you are not able to go to college if you are an undocumented immigrant. However, for most colleges, it depends on the individual college's policy. So American University actually does accept undocumented students, and we do have several undocumented students that are students here in the student body. The problem, though, with American University's policy is that it's not very well publicized. So if you're a high school student and you're an undocumented immigrant, you don't know whether or not you should apply to American University because the American University has not publicized this policy very well.
Right, but like, so on the Common App or whatever you use to get into college, you don't have to report your citizenship status, correct?
You do.
You do. You do.
So when you're a high school senior, most people fill out the Common App. You usually have to put your social security number.
Right.
So that usually automatically excludes most undocumented students. It's a barrier that prevents most undocumented students from applying to college.
Oh, I see.
American University, if you know to contact the admissions office, they will accept your Common App application without, you can leave the social security number space blank.
I see.
Yeah, another barrier that most undocumented students face, for example, they are not able to get financial aid from the government for college. So it's another barrier that prevents them from getting access to
And that's
to
federal
education.
financial aid, right?
Right.
But are you able to get AU grants, the private grants that the university gets that aren't tied to the federal government?
I think so.
But I guess most people don't really know this, right?
Right. Again, the policy is not very well publicized,
Right.
and let's be honest, overall, American University doesn't give out that much money in grants. It's
Sure.
pretty stingy.
Sure. So now what?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah. But so what are you trying to do as a club to kind of fix this as American Dream?
First, we want to educate our fellow students more about this issue because we think it's an important issue that has a huge impact on many people's lives in this country. Undocumented immigrants make up 4% of the population. To put that in perspective, Asian Americans make up 4.5% of the population, African Americans make up 12 to 13% of the population. So you should see more undocumented students represented at colleges. The fact that they're not here, the fact that there's an absence of undocumented students here reflects the barriers that prevent them from getting access to education.
Right.
So we want to first educate more of our fellow students about this issue, and then second, we want to work with the administration and the university to find out more ways we can make the university more accepting for undocumented students and make sure the university understands the barriers that they have to overcome to get here in the first place.
Right. And a lot of times people think that the whole immigration or undocumented issue is kind of a Latino issue. I wonder if you ladies could speak to that and what you think about it, being Latinas yourself, but trying to incorporate other people into the struggle, right? So
actually, this is like a funny, not funny story. So I worked at a bakery like all of high school, and then I worked at a bakery all of high school, and then I like talked to my boss, and I was like, oh, I'm leaving for college, and he's like, but I thought you were going to community college. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, wait. He thought I was related to the undocumented student who was my friend.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I guess he just assumed I was undocumented, which is not really the best thing, but that's what happens. Actually, today we had a panel where undocumented students spoke, and something that happens is like the Latinoization of like the media when it comes to undocumented youth, undocumented immigration in general. And the thing is, like, Latinos do make up like the largest percentage of the population of undocumented immigrants. So I guess that's just something that has been focused on, you know. And with anything, like if you want to discriminate against a certain group, it's easy to like pick like an enemy sort of thing. And if you just focus on being a Latino, it just helps out, you know, because you can identify based on skin and other traits.
Right. Now, we kind of have to wrap up, but I'll let Bev have the last word. So if there's anything you want AU students to know about your club or about just the general perspective on undocumented students, if there even is one on this campus, If you could just share that with us.
Yeah, I know a lot of students, a lot of my friends have come up to me and they don't really understand the DREAM Act, don't understand how students can go K through 12 and then not get to college. So I think that's something that we're striving to do as a club, inform them that, you know, public schools don't require proof of citizenship in most states. I know some states we're trying to do that. So I think it's just pretty much we just really want to inform like the mass, just people are really ignorant today. I mean, even like here in DC. So for us as a group, we just want to let everyone know like this is how it is. Like the DREAM Act didn't pass, like deferred action and everything. So just, yeah.
I want to thank our guests, Andrea, Beverly, and Andrew from AU American Dream. We'll be right back with more Solidarity TV. Stay tuned.